Now, this last question comes in from John in regards to mini PCs and what he's doing with his. He found his mini PC to work great as a Plex server, given that it can do everything he needs it to do thanks to the transcoding that's built into the Intel chip, but it consumes a lot less power than what he was using before. So it was a real win-win for him, and he sees these things working more as appliances again than as a traditional computer. One of the things that I struggle with when I do a review of a mini PC is to try to anticipate all the different things that somebody may want to do with one, because everyone comes in looking for something else. And what I like to look at is what might the consumer's perspective be, that if you see this $150 bare bones computer on Amazon, what do you want to do with it? And I have to, again, anticipate what maybe a family might want to do with a very value-minded PC. Can they browse the web? Can they do word processing? Can the kids get their homework done on it? But I also have to think about the enthusiasts, about the home theater side of it, or maybe those who are looking for an emulation box. So those are why I look at all these different things, because people do actually buy mini PCs for gaming sometimes, and that's partly one of the considerations. I do think that we're at a point now, especially with some of the Gemini Lake NUCs that we looked at recently, these mini PCs for a very low price might be enough for many families. You can even edit video within reason on them as well, as we've tested out. A little slow, but it can do basically anything you may want to do on a PC that would cost a lot more. And then if you get into things like these shuttle devices or the other Intel NUCs running with i5s and i7 processors, really the sky's the limit on this stuff. And it's surprising that many of the mainstream manufacturers haven't really marketed these things more. I think it's partly because they probably are low-margin devices, especially when you can buy these cheap PCs for $150. It's hard to make a lot of money off of something like that, and that might be why they haven't done much with them. But I think there's room in the marketplace for a manufacturer to come up with something that's all-inclusive, almost appliance-like, running Windows, that could really, I think, capture a lot of market share if they have enough of a marketing budget to get them there. And I think that might be the real push and pull here, is how do you get the marketing budget right with such a low margin item? Can you generate enough volume and educate enough consumers to run in that direction? So I think there's potential there if somebody were to come up with a really good out-of-the-box experience with a sub-$200 mini PC. Now, HP did have a sub-$200 mini PC back in 2015. This was running with a Celeron processor, basically the same guts as their Chrome box at the time. So similar in line to what we now see with the KB Lake Celeron chips. It performed exceptionally well for the price point. It kind of looked like one of the plastic bowls my kids eat out of, but it was really a pretty decent computer. But I think they had a hard time finding a market for it without eating into some of the other higher margin products they were selling to customers. So it didn't get reproduced as future processor generations came along. So we're still seeing mini PCs kind of relegated into this enthusiast specialty market. But I think there's a real chance here that, again, if somebody really spent some time and effort to market something to consumers as a good alternative, they could sell. It just is going to take a tremendous amount of investment, not so much on the hardware development, but on the marketing side to get above all the other marketing out there from some of the major brands. And now it's time for a Q&A for you. I'm curious what you're using your mini PC for. I think we've asked this in the past, but it'd be nice to get an update from all of you as to what you're doing with it. Is it your home theater PC, your emulation box, or all of the above? Let me know down in the comments below.
This channel is brought to you by the Lon.TV supporters, including gold level supporters Chris Allegretta, the Four Guys with Quarters podcast, Tom Albrecht, Gerard Newberg, and Kalyan Kumar. If you want to help the channel, you can by contributing as little as $1 a month. Head over to Lon.TV/support to learn more. And don't forget to subscribe. Visit Lon.TV/S.